have figured out your plan, then you can move to mine, obviously. Then you can open your 3D application and start your project. So the first thing we're going to do is basically, we're not going to, sometimes the client might want you to model everything on scale, but this one we're going to do for demonstration purposes. It doesn't have to be on scale. But if it helps, of course, remember that in Maya, already, because I'm assuming that people here already know how to use Maya. In Maya, each of these small squares represents a square centimeter. Each of them is accurate to a square centimeter. So if you go on the sides here, each of them represents a square centimeter. So that should help you with measurements if you are measuring. But for now, I'm just going to be doing a generic sort of layout of this house. So let's start. So I'm going to be doing what I'll do here a bit intuitively. I'm not going to be as measuring as accurate measurements, whatever. Though Maya has measurement tools. Now, of course, we're going to use a polygon cube here to make the base. The first thing to do is we're going to make a base, this base here, and then we shall take it from there. So I usually prefer the method where I build starting from the building, going outwards. Okay? So I'm going to start with my cube and I will draw it sideways like this. So I know the house is a bit longer. Okay, so as you can see, Z is facing me, that is paramount. It's going to be a little like that. I think that's good enough for me. Let me reduce this a bit. Okay, so then I'll go to my insert edge group tool, which is Windows. Actually, it is mesh tools. Insert edge group tool here. You go to the options, and I might go for multiple. I can put 2 lines in here, and then let me see. I think I need 1, not 2 actually. I need 1 in the middle. When you look at our plan here, let me put this a bit back side. When you look at our plan here, it is we have this section, we have this section. So definitely, I need to make this a little smaller, a bit like that. So every house is different. All you have to do is follow the technique, but every house is different. Let me look at this. The base of this house goes there. Actually, this part is also quite big. This is actually smaller, so it could be the other way around. So yeah, maybe a bit of that. That looks good. Let's see this one. Then we have the other big part in the middle, but I can bring that around. Okay, so this is good enough. Now I can duplicate this, Control D, and I bring it down here. I can go to the sides here, press number 4 to see through, 5, 4 to see through. Then I make sure this goes a bit up to make that veranda, as you can see. Then I'm going to get this, go to vertices and pull it up. Make sure your house does not go under that line, that thick line, because that's under the ground. So that the house is still on top. This one. Then the veranda is below here, as you can see. Now you can go to scale and expand it a bit off ways. I'm getting that eve, or what you call a kabalaza in our local direct. That veranda there. Okay, so I'm getting it all sides, as you can see. Then I am going to ahead, because this house goes ahead, it has this part, then it has the other part. Actually, I did this a bit too early, so let me first get the other part out. So I'm going to get this, the general shape of the house, extrude, move to, and get this house to move ahead like that. So I'd actually forget that. So we have this part and we have that part. So at this point, you can decide to make this a little smaller if you wanted to. This one becomes a little bigger. So as you can see, that's the general flow out of our house. It looks good. Control D then and repeat what I was doing before. Make the veranda, make it touch vertices. So as you can see, as you can already have noticed, when we are modeling, we do a lot of extrude and lines. Extrude and lines. That's basically what modeling is about. Now I can make this slightly bigger to make that veranda. Actually, I can go one by one. Vertices. Oh, this one. So this veranda goes a bit off. I'm working on that part there. I'm working on that part. Then I can get this there. And this one over there. And this one over here. Yep, that looks good. That looks like a veranda. You can put it a bit further. But it is a bit believable. So the one in front, I'll leave it for now because I want to pull a bit more of it later. So I can come here, observe, and go back to my insert edge loop tool. I put two lines, equal multiplier, and I place. Then I use the scale tool to scale these ones. Number 4. Scale these ones a bit. When I use scale, I can extend them at the same time. Or in the time I'm measuring with my eyes to see that I don't overdo it. I think that's okay. Let's see. I think I need to bring it a bit back there. Oh, about there. Then I can pull, I can go to faces, select this face and extrude it. Go back to extrude, shortcut for extrude is here, but the other extrude is in edit mesh. Extrude is should be around here. Extrude. I said before. Extrude mesh tools, mesh. Extrude. It should be in edit mesh. Extrude is here actually in edit mesh, but the shortcut is here. So extrude, move to. So we have our veranda. So notice the veranda, I'm not pulling on the house because it's on the floor. So the house which I've built it is on separate veranda. Though I think we could have done that also now. Yeah, I think we could do that now. So let me add those lines and we'll do it now. So as you can see, double click, shift double click. As you can see, let me bring these lines a bit equal. I can go to the top view, make sure these lines are matching these ones. But since we are trying to go for that view, this one is going to we need to leave some sort of a small veranda. No, actually, that we won't leave any veranda, so it should be over the top. That it's the reason why we need all these views. Maya has these 4 views: top, front, side, for that purpose, so you can see. So I usually prefer to keep these ones in wireframe, so that on the perspective is in clear form. So I'm going to also extrude this one. So go to faces, select this face, extrude. Extrude. Bring it all the way. I think it comes all the way. Yeah, it comes all the way. You can't see it properly, but it comes all the way. Good. So the height of this house, I think I can take it a bit down. Vertices, right click, hold, right click, vertices. So I go and switch in between those modes. I want to pull them a bit below. Now, this one here, this veranda also needs to extend a bit in front to cater for this part here, because we have already catered for this, which is okay, but is it even okay? Let me see. Yeah, I think we need to make it pass a little bit. Pass a little bit. So we can leave it. For now, let's leave it. I think this one will have to pass through. See, let me see. This house is still on top. Okay, it's on top. Now, it's this one we have to push a bit ahead. This one and this one. Extrude a bit here. So, we would have done it the other time, actually. Undo. I'm undoing. Yeah, we put this a bit early, a bit prematurely. So I'm going to delete off that face. Double click on this and fill hole. We have fill hole here. So that I first pull a bit of this, extrude, put a bit ahead, like that, then extrude again the middle one. Yep, that's a bit more accurate and clean. So observe as you model. Observe as you model. I can bring this ahead, extrude, move to, and bring them ahead. As you can see, then I can do the other bits where I was trying to take it a bit below the surface. Now, the height, this height seems to be okay. This house doesn't seem to be so tall. As you can see, it's not a very tall house. This hip roof is called a hip roof. You don't have to be very tall, so I'll kind of leave them there. Okay, so when that is said and done, now let's try to work out the windows. Now, notice that I haven't removed these faces. Notice I haven't removed these faces on top and at the bottom. That is intentional. Why? I want to be able, whatever I do this side, I want it to happen that side. Whatever I do this side should be happening also that side. So it's what I'm going for that method. Though the windows may not be equal, but since this is I'm putting my own personal touches to this house. Now the faces below, I don't need them. This thing has faces below here. I don't need them. So I'm going to select this, shift select off this so that does stay. Delete them. I want it because I already have something down here. I don't need faces, but this one I still need because I want the lines to run through. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to measure the window line. So you find that this house has a window line here. Huh? See that window line? Yeah? Then it has another window line here. The windows on the front porch are very low, as you can see. They are lower, but then it has another window line up here. Then it has the vents. Now some houses don't have those vents; they are inbuilt in them. the flame. You've seen those houses? So we are going to look for that. Like I said, when you copy this kind of, when you have a reference doesn't mean you copy and paste. It's a reference. You look and do enhance whatever you're modeling. Okay, so I'm going to have a window line. The first window line, I'm going to draw it. Double click. This one I'm going to draw relative, or I can just reset the tool here. So the first window line, I want it to be about here. Then the one for the other doors, which are lower, will be around here. Let's look and see if it's halfway. Yeah, they are pretty high. They are pretty high. So there, and maybe here. Then the other, actually, to be on the sub side, let me do two lines. Two lines across the house. So if by this stage your house is not accepting lines to loop around, you know the model has a problem. I said in our previous tutorials that a good model should be able to, when you draw lines, should be able to go all around. So this window line is okay here, but I can increase the one at the top a bit up to here. So that I do another middle one at the bottom here, and extend it. Let me see. Maybe I should have let this one here. Let me see. It seems to be equal. Yeah, I think we can leave it there. We can leave it there. How tall is this? I'm measuring with my eyes, unfortunately. Okay, this is. Yeah, we need to make this a little. Observe. A bit lower. So this size should be double the size down here. Okay. Double the size. How do you measure that? Should we just extend? No. This size and this size. So meaning extend this a bit. But now they are telling us that we have to, it has to be equal. So the other line has to be here. Observe. The other line has to be about a bit below here. Almost. Okay, I think that's a bit accurate enough. That's pretty low. That's a bit low. So if we have that line, then we have another line down here in the house. Okay, so this house needs to be a little taller because we have that other part there. Okay, that's okay. We can lift the whole house a bit some more, like this. Then we take this one below and we bring it back down. So there's that black line down there. See that black line there? So it's going to be our measurement of where the windows are supposed to stop. So let me see. Window stop there. Then we have this one in the middle and another one in the middle there. So window stop here. Double click. There's a small space. And then there's this capping here. It's not so big. It's very small. So yeah, let me leave it there. For now, I'll deal with it a bit later. Okay, that's going to be the other black line. Now, let's work out the windows. So we have our window lines. The first window we're going to do is, let's do this window on the side here. So we know that this window is supposed to be here and another one there. Double click, get multiple, we need two. There, we have a window. But notice this window is not exactly, it's a bit more, no, I think it's the middle, actually, that's okay. So meaning, I'm going to assume that there's a window here, and there's a window also this side. Let me see. There's a window here, and there's another window here. That's what I'm assuming. Then, this house has a very strange window, small window here. I don't know what it's for, but I'm not going to follow it exactly. What I'm going to do, I am going to put to put another window here of the same size and just extend it a bit this side. Then I'll repeat another smaller window here. The other tall one, remember it? Yeah? This one about here. And I can make it either smaller, it's going to be tall. Then we have two. So we have to divide this into two. Then bring it back to two. Put one here, put one here. Those small windows. This one and this one. Okay. So I'll assume they are this side and this side. And then this side I'll just assume we have just those windows and maybe a door. Normally Ugandan houses have a door behind the house. So we are going to do a house, we're going to do a door which just goes through it. I think that would be a bit better. So I'm just going to do this front door. Two lines like this and extend them well enough to be like that. Let me see. Let's get it here. So this door is equated to that door. Yeah, about there. And should also be enough for us here. Okay, now observe. This is important. This step is important. Now I'm going to remove the faces which mark my windows. So you need to keep track. I'm going to remove the faces which mark my windows. But I don't want to tamper with removing them. So I'm going to extract them. Some people just delete. Let me start with one I remember. I remember there's a window here. Some people just delete. Go to faces, right click, go to faces and delete. I'm not deleting. I want this window to stay. Huh? So I'm going to extract. Extract should be in edit mesh, extract. There. The shortcut is here. What extracting does, when you say extract, it separates that face you have selected from the rest of center pivot. The pivot is here. This is the edit history. This is view transformation. We have talked about this. So you see, it just extracts. That's what extracting does. You should have noted that if you have some place to note. So it extracts. It just removes that panel from the main function. Very useful tool in this case. So Ctrl Z, I'll put back, but it leaves it in place. Then I'll come back and extract my other window here. Then I'll come back here and extract my other window here. So I can extract them actually at once. I know where all of them are. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll make this window bigger. I don't know why, but it feels right. Yeah, but I feel like there should be a window. There should be a window here and maybe here. Let's make 3 windows here. Like I said, we're not copying and pasting. Then this one is going to go all the way to the top line. Then here, this window, same as that window. Then I'll keep also this window here. And I can extract at once. So as long as they're not connected, each of them will stay apart. So you can see this one. You can also see these ones. In other words, if I was to put this entire shell in a layer here, you should be able to see the windows. See that? And sometimes what I do, I select all of them, go to rendering, and I just give them a different color so that I can see them. I can see where they are. So I can just see where they are. See that? Very helpful. So that's another trick you can use. You can use something called color coding. You can use something called color coding in order to. Now, I'm trying to save you time by showing you some tricks, some neat tricks. Okay, so okay, we forgot we have a window in front here for the sitting room. We didn't count on it, but since I have this, I'm going to leave it out. What I'm interested in, the house doesn't have to look exact, so what I'm interested in is these parts. So I'm going to divide this a bit more with my insert edit tool. Layer tip, I want to divide this a bit more up to here, and this one a bit more up to here, such that I just delete off these. See that? These faces? Huh? Are you seeing this, Alex? Huh? Isn't that? Very interesting. Now we have this part remaining, but we want to actually close that part. This one's already doing so great. I would like to close this part, but I'm going to first chill it for now. I'll fill it later in. I'll fill it later. Now, don't need these things at the top. These faces at the top, they have served their purpose. I'm not adding anything new. I'm going to subdivide the house inside. That's not necessary because we're doing on the outside. Unless you're doing a project whereby you need to also shoot inside. But normally, it's a good filming behavior for you to do a set building before you film. Set building means you only construct what you need. Okay, now I'm thinking, what should I do with this thing between here? But I can deal with it later. I have to be efficient. Okay, I'm going to remove whatever is on top. So how do I do that? I go to the front side to be accurate enough. Select off everything at the top there, as you can see. I want to get rid of whatever is at the top, but I don't want to get rid of what is there on the side. So I'll press Shift and drag, select these again. That way they go off and I remain with only at top. This is time saving. Some students have a tendency to select one by one. It's okay if you can do that, but it's going to frustrate you. You can go mad for nothing. So I delete. That way I have the shell of my house. Savvy? Savvy? Is it okay? Yeah. So these windows, the beauty, they already selected out. The beauty with getting windows from extracting this, you can see the accuracy in the lining. Yeah? See that? The accuracy in the line. The windows are properly divided. So these other windows, how many times are they divided? 2, 2, 2, 2. So those ones, you can always go back to them and do a middle one. One line like this and inside. Accurately. These ones also, the doors in front of this house, how many times are they divided? They usually divide by 4 times or 3. Put 2, 1, 2, 3. How about if you do 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's good. So this, I know this door is also going to fit in front of this door. So yeah, I will keep it there for now. Now I do not need these lines. So these lines, I'll move them. Delete, edit, delete, edge vertex. The shortcut is here. I put it there. There. Clean now. I'll move some lines I don't need. Now, before I proceed, I want to make this. Let me first remove my windows. These layers are good. Use them. Double click on that section there and name this as walls. My windows, I'm going to select all of them. You see I'm saving time for these windows. Layers. That enables me to switch off on and on. When I want the shell alone, I'll just leave it alone. Mind you, we save this file. Hey, shame up on us. File, save as. Save scene as. House project. House project. Take 1. This is modeling actually. Modeling. Okay. Please save. Make sure the file is saved, otherwise you might lose all the work as well. So observe. Now we have this shell. I want to thicken it. I'm going to thicken it inside, not outside, inside. Remember what we used to do with a cap? After we would extrude the wall, all the faces. Right now, when you look at this, they are really pretty thin. They are really very small. So right click, go to faces, select everything, go to extrude. You can punch in 1 in thickness here. It expands outside, but I want it to expand inside. So -1. So I want it to expand inside. You see, all of a sudden everything gets thickness. Have you seen that, guys? Very interesting, isn't it? You can increase the figure to -2 depending on how big you want your walls to be. But given the size of a house, I think we're okay with 1. Of course, because we have done a negative, it's going to fold inside out. That's why it's black. So I'll go to mesh display, reverse. So that the black is inside. So because we have done a negative, it was inside out. Right? Like if I turn you inside out, it was black. So now the black has gone inside. Now the positive side is on the outside. So mesh display reverse. So if we had done the positive, it will expand outwards. Right? Let me repeat that for you so that you can see what I was talking about. So we had this. This is the inside of the mesh. This is the outside of the mesh. That's why Maya gives you black. Then this one's black. It shows you this is inside and outside. Now, because we're going to make it 3D, if you extrude and put 1, you extrude outwards, so the black goes inside. But for us, we wanted to extrude inwards because we don't want the walls to go off on the side. We want them to go inside. So we have to extrude with the negative so that they extrude or they become thickened from the inside. We don't want to do more work of extending this stuff. So we go inside. But because they've gone inside, now it is flipped, it's inside out. The inside is on the outside. That's why after going back to object mode, you go to mesh display and reverse the mesh. That's the outside is supposed to be positive. So technically now you have your house clean with all the windows and everything. The next step is to do the windows, but you can start by first duplicating this and going up. But let me do the windows. Okay, so the beauty with this, the windows are, most of them are the same size, not so? Most of them are the same size. So we can do a few of them and just do replacement. So these windows, I'm trying to make sure they're the same. So let's do this one. Now, when you look at this window, it has a flame. Huh? Very simple windows. So we're going to do very simple windows just for showbiz. Observe. Inside HLOOP 2, relative. I want to add a line, make the flame. Add a line, add a line, add a line. Huh? See that? Now, after adding a line, I'm going to go in here and extract these faces. Or, yeah, actually, I want to extract these faces. Get this face and extract. So remember, I have two very useful. Extract. Where's extract? Here. Extract. When I extract, go back to object mode. Now the flame is alone. See that? It's green because I added a color green to it. So don't think there's something wrong with it. But I want to do these as glasses. So I want to get my flame only, select its faces and extrude. Extrude it. I can put a 1. See? It goes out. But a 1 is a bit too big. I can do a 0. Maybe 3. Still too big. 0.4 is good enough. Now let me change these. I assigned it a color. Let me change it to font, and then change the color to something which is a bit more outstanding. Something which we can easily observe. What color is this? The house. They are green. They are amber green. Maybe amber green surface. Then these ones are going to become glasses, no? So these two ones are going to become glasses. So I'll go to rendering, font. I can make them darker. I don't have to give them color. I can just make them the color darker. Make them transparent. Transparency. You can remove. You can put a bit of activity. Increase this because it's glass. Increase cosine power and spatula. How much light you want to go through depends on you. But I believe for me that's okay. You can make them darker. So there you are. Now, this is a glass, this is a glass. For you to know it's a glass, you can smooth it so that people don't think there's nothing there. You can smooth it once with this kind of smooth or twice. Even this, twice, so that people know there is a glass there. Otherwise, people will think. Then you can date history on them. And you want to move them in the middle, center pivots. You want to move them in the middle of this of this flame and P. Remember that parenting. Get this, parent them on this flame. So that when you move the flame now, center pivots, it moves, the window moves as one. This is shaded. This tool helps you to turn on shaded on wireframe so that you can see where everything is. So we bring our window and put it a bit in front, in between there. That way, you have that finishing and you have that finishing. See that? That is a nice window right there. Now, if you want to create burglar, you can create burglar. But I'm not going to do that. That's for your creative process. Yeah, I'm going to stop that. But you can create burglar if you wanted to. Now, this window, I know, history, center pivot, you can freeze transformation on it. This window is equal to the other window opposite, not so? So, and it's equal sideways. That's the bit with it. So I'm going to Control D and take it over there. See how I'm saving myself time? Place it in between. This one I don't need. There. Yeah, guys. That's cool or what? Control D. Come here. Rotate 90 degrees. Yeah, 90 degrees here. It's the same as this window, isn't it? That's the important thing of using this multiple insert edge loop. And I'll bring it. Use your arrows properly and insert. But this one doesn't seem to be fitting. This window was a bit bigger, so this one I'll leave it. I'll come back to it. It's the same. Okay, these windows on the sides are bigger. I will have to recreate them again. Fine. So let me do a quick one so that you also see when I'm repeating. What I did is add. So Maya is a bit manual. You sometimes it doesn't have those three things people have in other programs. Go to faces. First create the burglar, whatever the flame. Create this and extract the faces. Because I already have the color, I can just go to hypershade. The glass is already here. Right click and assign. So rename this shader glass. Name this one as flame. Window flame. Frame. So okay. Fix this one. I think we need to fix it down here. You don't need reflectivity on it. You just need to be clean. Do this Alex so that you don't have to come back to it all the time. So you know you have those things. So now you see, I just use them. Now last time, how much did we extrude? It was 0.4. Yeah, so go to the flame and do a 0.4. By doing those figures, it makes your life a bit easier. 0.4. So it comes out like that. If you want, you can do smoothing on the edges. If you want your windows to be even nicer, have a nice house, you can do smoothing on these edges by selecting the line, then do bevel. Remember that? Yeah, you can do bevel. It's not enough. You can increase the width and do bevel on your flames, and then you can also do it to the side. Line. I think it's too thick anyways. It's okay. So get this one and smooth them twice, as we say. Smooth twice. Smooth again. Move these glasses in the pivot. In the middle here. History, center pivot. Child, parent, P. center pivot. The reason why we like to make things look clean like this, well, it gives a nice aesthetic, but at the same time, it saves you. You don't have to smooth anything in architecture. With that number 3 of yours, you will like. So we have that window. It is from it. Now this window, is equal to the other window also. So I just move it over. Control D, move it over. There. Okay, we have equals. Now let's do these ones. Let's do these ones. Center pivot. Let me start with this one. Let me do this one because a bit more many. Center pivot. So same process. Draw the frames. Because when I did the extraction, the center pivot moved down. Yeah? So it wasn't close. I'll show you that. So add the flame. At least measure with your eyes as much as possible to make sure it is equal. So you see this? You see where it is? Huh? You see where it is? So when I send the pivot, it comes back. So this ones I'm not doing because I'm going to reach them. This one is the one I want to clean. So go to faces, select this, select this, extract the faces also. Now you still remember the figure for the flame, which is 0.4 thickness. 0.4 thickness. You can smooth them, but I don't have the time to smooth them. So these ones, the glasses you already have. You go to Hypershade, or another way to get to Hypershade is Windows, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. But the shortcut is over there. Or you can right click and go to Assign Existing Material, your materials which you named down there. I have glass, I have window frame. So there are 3 ways you can access. So I can just say assign. Save yourself time. Save time. So smooth once, smooth twice. Do one by one. If it's giving you a time. The reason why we do that, so people to know, is what? When you're working, you remember there is a glass there, because some people you might forget. But you see now, these you can tell there are glasses in there. See that? It helps. That's why I smooth them twice. So this is called speed modeling. So I'm going to get them in the middle of the flame, center pivot. You see also their center pivot has run away. Center pivot again, history, and move it in the middle. Shift select the frame, press P to parent. So when I move the window flame, I see it has run away again. Center pivot again. So when I move the window flame, it moves together. And I'll bring it in. It should be in the middle of this. See that? Now, there is this. Control D. And move this one in. There. There is this. You see how much time I'm saving? Save, don't forget to save. Control D and move them over there. Because these windows look the same on the inside and on the outside, you're going to find that this one is not matching up. So it was supposed to be this one, but anyway, it's okay. You want to make sure. Because they have inside and outside, these windows look the same. I can cheat a bit by just pressing them. They should be in the middle of the wall. The window is usually in the middle of the wall. So this one has gone in the wall. Let me pull it out. It's supposed to be here. Saves time. Control D. It's like a blur. Control D. Delete this one. Control D. Let me hope it's the same size. Turn around 90 degrees. Is it the same size? Was it the same? I believe it was. So is this one? Fit this one here. It fits. It fits. Nice. It's not snugly, but it fits. So if it's not fitting properly, you can usually just make a little bit of a smooth. Just a little bit. Extend it inside. Okay, that's cool. Delete this one and Control D. Move it in there. 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 Okay. Now this door. This door. This door. This door. This door. Yeah. Let me see. What do we do with this door? Yeah. Openings here. So they slide, but we are going to cheat. We're not going to go through with everything. So double click. Remove this line and focus on drawing this flame, this flame, this flame. I'm measuring with my eyes, but try to be accurate. This flame, this flame, this flame, and this flame. This one reaches down. The one thing we forgot was we forgot to have roofs. Remember the roofs? Please don't forget them. Don't forget the loops. So this one I'll give it loops. We are supposed to have loops on this, but that didn't happen. But I can always just select this script and simulate them like that. That bit. They shouldn't be more. But for now, I'll leave it. Don't forget the loops on your house. This one is okay, I think. Okay, so get this whole thing, this thing. These are going to be glasses. Extract, extract. Faces on the flame and extrude 0.4. You don't have to cram 0.4. That's my figure. Your figure might be different. Select this and right click, assign existing material, glass. Smooth. Smooth again, smooth again, smooth again, smooth again, smooth again, smooth again. This and 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 this. Move to center pivot. Move it in the middle of the frame. P. Center pivot. Move it a bit in the middle. And you have a door. Now, we can have a functional door whereby we make it open and stuff and everything, but we are just trying to simulate a house. We're not going for the functional stuff, but you can do all of that stuff. Now, this door is also supposed to fit for us in front here. Also, Control D is supposed to go in front here. As you can see. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have to draw a small wall in between here. Huh? Also, guys, a small wall to fill these gaps. This other side, no, it wouldn't work because this is a bad angle. So if we try to do that, actually, we have a good idea. Let's see. Let's try it. problem is, how do you know it is the right size? Okay, let me use the middle part. Insert one here and here. Double click them both. So we should find the easiest way to do something. So they're both selected. I want to extend them so they look like these walls. It's a bit close. Let me see the top. Yep, it should be touching this line here. If it's touching that line, it should be fine. There. You're right, it was right. You can pull this wall all the way down. This space here. Extrude. There. See that? Very clean. Extrude number 2. Extrude the number 2.5. Is it touching yet? 2.6. Just needs to pass a little bit. Yep, that's okay. Go this side. Do the same thing. Modeling. Do the same thing and extrude 2.6. Perfect. And bring this back in the middle. Now this one already is doing a good job. This space here, you can bridge. How would you bridge? You select this space and this space, then you select bridge. So bridge is bridge, bridge. You have bridge. I think this smile doesn't have it. Bridge here. So it works big. There you go. Check this space and space and just bridge it. There. Oh yeah. There you go. Now what is left? This one is from this, please. So you can please transformation this. Now there was that casting at the bottom which we were supposed to extrude on it. You can extrude it inside and out. I'm not sure. I don't want to struggle with overdoing things. So we're supposed to extrude it. Let's extrude it. Huh? No, as soon as you know the figure, you can select. So I'm giving it 0.1. 0.1. Does it come back? Okay, let's check. This is good. 1. These are details you can work out yourself. I'm just helping a bit. Extrude. Point 1. Extrude. Point 1. And you're good. So we have that. Now let's create some roof. Control D, history on this. Control D, ups daisy. There. See? That is easy. Alex. Yeah. Make it go a little bit sitting. And it doesn't have to be so big like at the bottom. Put the side here and select it. Use it a bit. Okay. There we are. Now when we are there, let me show you some magic for creating this kind of a roof. Observe closely. This is the last bit of this video, of this tutorial. The next video shall be doing maybe the environment outside and then coloring. Okay? This one, let's just finish the house. Now, observe our house, this roof line. We have this hip, and we have this. It's a very complicated roof. So we might want to do something simple for ourselves. See how that works out. But either way, we can create this roof. See this part? We can create this part. And after we cut it out, we want to. So let's see. If we want to lift this roof, we can lift this roof. Then we lift this roof again here and again here. But this one has a hipped roof here. It has a hipped roof here. So let's try something. Let's try something here. Let me see if it will work. Let's see if it will work. It's a hip here. It's a gable roof here. There's a hip here. So the best way to create a hip. Yeah, this roof is pretty weird, eh? But it looks nice. I think we can do it. Now, the reason why I'm hesitating is simple. I need to remove some lines for this to work. So go back to Affect Full Delete, Edges, and delete edges, and deleting these edges. I need to get rid of all these edges. See these edges? Oopsie. That one stays. Getting rid of this one. And this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so hip. Where do we hip? Where do we keep? Okay, so observe the magic. Double click, get so with this stuff we have of course to think. Now the other thing that some people prefer to use Maya when they're doing it is clean. Like this stuff is clean and it's low poly. Look at it. It is low poly and clean. Look at how clean that is. The other programs are low poly and everything, but also they have their own moments. But Maya has that, it gives you that excessive control over everything. So observe, double click on your insert nation tool, use equal multiplier, and insert one line there, also insert one line here. Now, I don't know why it's not going through. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. It should be going through. But don't worry, you can add them together by using our mouse cut tool. Click, snap, click, snap, enter. Then you go down here and do the same thing. Click, snap, click, snap, enter. Get rid of it, come back here. Okay, so we start with this roof. We start with this roof line, this one, then this one, we shall put out of that. You see, it's hippie. If it's hippie, I'm going to go to edges, select this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and this edge. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now, this person also has a very, you see, look at this, there's another, so this house also has, I think this extension was going through back there. Also, it seems like it was going through back there because there seems to be another, yes, it has an extension, but when are we going to do that? First, we just want to cover our house, also. So, since we want to cover our house, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lift these. Since we already have, this. Lift this up. Between the staying, I didn't want it. So I'm going to move this for now. I want this. Yeah. No, that's not going to do for us. That's not happening. That is not happening. There should be a simpler way to do this. There should be a simpler way to do this. So, I think the simpler way is this. Let's draw a box on top of this. Everything, of course, we have to think about. Let's draw a box, a fresh box, our own box on top of this. This car box here. See this car box? There. Let's draw a box on top of it. Move it up. There is this box here. Make this one 6. There's more than one way to do the same thing. Go to faces, increase it slightly a bit. Vertices, drag it a bit in front. There. Can make it pass a bit. There. 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 I think that is okay. Accurate. So what I want to do is this. I want to create my hip roof. Observe closely. I'm going to put one line in the middle. And I pull up. See? There's a listener. After pulling out, the magic is here. You can put it as high as you want, but I think that's good enough for me. There. After pulling, go to scale and pull it back in. Scale it back in. Have you seen that, guys? So the first thing we are creating is this hip. But even recording it, I think, the wrong way. This guy's hip is this side. We kind of did the other way around. So let's change it to this side. It's the same thing, eh? Don't worry. It's the same thing. You can hip a house any side. But let's do it as it did. So we are hipping it this side and we are pulling it in. I think now we have almost what he has. Look at this. We have almost what he has. See that? Exactly. There. But before even I do that, usually it's a good idea to first join these lines using our trusty cut tool. Click, drag. Click, drag. Enter. Make sure it's in the center there. That's why I click and drag until it anchors. Then click and drag until it anchors. The cut tool helps you to add lines where you can't, the strategy tool doesn't work very well. So then I can select that line and put it closer. So that we have our hip. See that hip? Yeah, it is a hip, a nice hip. Okay, so that hip is working there and nice and neat. See that? Now, we need to get this other part. We need to get this other part. So the front one is easy. Where does it come from? It comes from the middle here. Pretty annoying. This guy, the way he did his hips. So this line is the same as this line, I think. You see that? It's almost on the same line. Not so? Guys, are you seeing that or not? Same line on this. Same height. Okay. Maybe you are seeing the one behind. Remember, this house has another roof behind there. This line is here. Yeah? So first, we're not going to do all of this other stuff. It is too geometrically giving us a headache. So we are going to try to work with something we can work with. Remember, this is a beginner class, so I don't want to make your head hard. So let's try to add a line around this. Let's hope it can add. But it might not be able to add because of these triangles. But we shall cut through anyways. Look, observe. I'm going to go to double click this one, add in the middle there. It's not going to add here, I know for a fact, but it will add for me here. See that? That's okay. Why? Because I have my trusty cut tool. So I can do that. Enter. Then I can cut through that. Enter. There. Still clean. What that's going to help me do is I'll be able to add 2 lines. Double click here. I need 2 lines. See? I need 2 lines. Now those 2 lines, I need them to be able to meet in the middle here. See? It's coming from there and coming out like this. So I need to find a way of elongating these lines. So this house, I think, also had an extension out here, but I'm not going to do that for this one. What I want to do is just elongate these things past a bit. But I should think do them both ways. Let me see. Have they gone through? Where is that thing? Yes, there were 2. So whatever I do there, I said I want it to happen this side. So we have a bit of uniformity. Okay, then these ones, want them to come a bit closer, want them small enough. See that? Now by doing that, we're able to select this and that faces, Alex, and extrude these faces. See that? Edison, is it working? Mina. There. Okay. Now we have this side. Now this roof, this guy is a very funny roof. So this roof, this was actually easy. We're just going to join this and this line. So we can use actually this thing. You can just cheat here and also cheat here. So click, drag, and two snaps. It's a better way to click in the middle and drag and two snaps. That way you know you hit the corner. Press enter. By doing that, I have this thing and this thing. So I can extrude it and pull. Guys, how do you like me? The one. Hey, Maya requires you to have common sense, not general sense. So this one is passing a bit, that's okay. Guys, and there you have the roof. So even if we had some other thing this side, we can have a veranda actually this side, which if you wanted to have a small veranda, you can also pull it, extrude, and just pull out this if you want. And then you can also extend this veranda. So either way it works for you. Then probably you can have two pillars standing through here. You can go through here and reduce the radius to 1. Want it to be in the middle here. Point maybe 8. I don't want them to be too big. Control D and move them at extreme end. So if you wanted to have that also, you can have that. The house can be balanced, Edison, Okay. Now, this house is generally done modeling. The rest of it is going to be aesthetics. Putting those things here, the burglars, the whatever, the barricades, what, if you want to put some things here. But generally, this house is done and done. I can get even history on all of this. So I put history, and I can freeze transformation all of them. So basically, you have a house, low poly, clean. Low poly and clean. Actually, what some people do, they tend to merge these two things. So they're not too bad. Sometimes I leave them for the sake, but some people merge them, merge vertices. Some people merge them. See that? Some people merge them. Some people merge them, but I leave them because I want to keep the four things. But we shall see as we color. If they give us a term, we shall merge them. When they give us a term, we can leave them because it doesn't change a thing. So you can have that kind of margins. But this first leave them for later. There. And that's how you create a house. That's how you do that. in, I don't know how it didn't take so long, but it was well worth it. As you can see, it's a very clean polygonal house. It is pretty close to what we set out to do. It's pretty close to what we set out to do. As you can see, it is close to what we set out to do. It's close to what we set out to do. It's pretty close to what we set out to do. Compare the two. And that's it for this stage of modeling. The next phase would be to add some accessories, the perimeter, wall, and everything, which I believe that one you can do on your own. I'm not going to do a tutorial on that. And then the other tutorial will be coloring and texturing. Maybe I'll do